Hello, BookTube. Tim here with another episode of Tim's Reads, or I'll show what I'm currently reading. But along with that, I'm going to show you books that I picked up today at a couple places, and then I'm going to be telling you about something I'm going to be doing for my reading for the month of August. It's not really TBR, but something similar to it. So with that said, I'll start with what I'm currently reading. Of course, yesterday, or last evening actually, I finished the book Red Rabbit by Tom Clancy, which it's the first time I've read it. I posted a review on it on my blog for our mysteries and thrillers titled World of Sleep. So I'll put a link to both that and my other book review blog for the books that I reviewed that aren't mysteries or thrillers down below. So what I am reading right now, it's just a couple ebook, or all on ebooks at the moment. I'm reading The Return of Sherlock Holmes. It's a collection of short stories upon his return after everybody had thought he'd been dead for like a couple of years, and then he shows up again. And this is mainly with cases after he comes back. And of course, I'm reading that on the Kindle. My Nook Color, I'm reading 88D. It's level 3, the Techno Anucut. It's not sure whether it would be considered be YA or middle grade. It's like a fantasy series, and it's like some kids are in the middle of brought into a couple kids were brought into a video game. It's because their age, or I'm not sure whether it's considered to be middle grade or YA. They're both around 13 years old, 13 or 14 years old. And this is a third book in that series. I have the full series on here. And then on my Nook Simple Touch, I'm not showing you it because there's not really a cover for that one. I'm doing it. It's the long quarterly read for that classics, catching up on classics and more group on Goodreads. We're reading The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Hopefully I'm not slaughtering it too bad. I'm not really that far along in it. I know I need to catch up, do some reading on it, but it's just going slow for me on that one. So that's what that's what I'm currently reading, and I'm waiting to start on the new books until the first of them on August 1st, since that's just a few days away. But for the print book, I usually reading one that's in print, one printed book, and then like 3 ebooks. Well, see, I'm trying to finish these two, the 88D and The Return of Sherlock Holmes. I'm trying to finish both of those by the end of the month. And the printed book that I'll start on the first is this one. It's Colin Dexter, The Riddle of the Third Mile. It's an Inspector Morse novel. I'm not sure what number it is in the series, but I like the Inspector Morse series, the BBC series. I've seen some of them, and I have trouble finding these books. I found this at a library sale, and so I'm just going to read it. It's a sort of book, and I'll let you know in a little bit what I'll be reading. What I'll be reading on the ebooks. But let me show you what I got today in my book house. See, my wife was off today, and we wanted to go out do something. We went to a thrift store and like a outdoor flea market and a couple antique malls. And I got books at a couple of the places. The first place I got books at was at the thrift store, which was a Goodwill. And I should say, Paperback Junkie will probably like some of the books I have here. I'll leave a link for his Paperback Junkie's channel down below. If you haven't seen his videos, they're pretty good. He likes to read a lot of these old paperbacks and stuff, especially like some of these old mystery and detective novels, along with classics and stuff. But the first book I picked up, it's one I never from. It was the first, or like I said, was Goodwill, where first off I'll show you the paperbacks, which were 99 cents a piece. This first one I'd never heard of and stuff. I found out there was a movie you made based on the series that it is. It's but Vince Flynn, Transfer of Power is the name of the book. It's first in the series. Can't remember the name of the series now. That was, of course, that was 99 cents. This next one was something like that, and I've heard of Ben Coles, but never really read any of his books or anything. It's Last Refuge, and I saw that this has high ratings too. And a lot of the books I get are in series, and to tell you the truth, I'm cheap, or I call myself thrifty, where I get a lot of my books at like thrift stores, library sales, and of course thrift stores, library sales, and garage sales, places like that, or like how a lot of my ebooks I get for free. I get, or for my ebooks, I get a couple emails daily where they let me know about free ebooks that I can get for like the Kindle or Nook every day, and so I'll download like the mysteries and thrillers, and have some sci-fi and fantasy also. The next one is, if you've seen some of my other book hauls, I told you I've been looking for the books in this series. This is Robert Jordan, The Dragon Reborn. This is the third book in the Wheel of Time series. And then I also told you this next guy, I've been trying to reflect his books. I just discovered him this past fall, and that when I checked out his first book in the library, and I've pretty much gotten addicted to him, about like not quite as much as Tom Clancy, but close. That's David Baldacci. The book is The Last Mile, this one here. And then I also got No Man's Land. All those were for 99 cents, but looking at the receipt, it looked like I got them all for half price then, for half off. So I was surprised at that. So that was like 49 cents a piece for those. And then here's one that Paperback Junkie will really like. This is a hardcover, but it's Agatha Christie, 5 complete novels of murder and deception. So 5 Agatha Christie novels, and they're complete and unabridged. See, if I remember it, it's for in September. He's trying to do get a readathon going, getting as many people involved as possible. That he's calling a Agathon, because if I remember right, it's an anniversary of her birthday in September. So he's trying to get as many people reading Agatha Christie in September as possible. Those are the books that I got at Goodwill. Then the next pile. Then later we were at Antique Mall, and I came across a booth there. I started looking at books. They were all a quarter or 30 cents. I found quite a few that are classified as mysteries or thrillers, or both. First one is by Stephen White, Critical Conditions. I know they have a price tag on these over the big front, but for the price, I'm not complaining. Next one is P.D. Martin, The Murderers Club. Sidney Sheldon, Memories of Midnight. I've heard of Sidney Sheldon, but never read any of his books. I heard that this could be more of like a romance, which I'm not as much into, but then out on Amazon it's classified as like a mystery and thriller, or more of a thriller. So I'll try it anyway. See, all these with the green labels are 30 cents. Jeff Abbott, Fear. Mary Higgins, Clark, While My Pretty One Sleeps. I've read some of her books in the past, and I like them. And the last one is J.F. Friedman, The Disappearance. Those are all the books I bought today. So, and then I was going to tell you what I'm planning on doing in August for reading. Like I told you, I'm going to start reading that Colin Dexter book, but I'm going to be concentrating more on by reading ebooks for the month, seeing how many I can read on both my Nook and Kindle. Because I've noticed that I read faster reading them, probably because I can adjust the font to a bigger font with my eyes, and especially with my health problems, and that helps out for reading. And also I can have a black background with like white or light gray letters, which are easier on my eyes also. And but I've noticed that I can read them faster on the ebooks, and on each one I have over 1,000 books loaded on them. Like I said, almost daily I'm downloading at least one free book on each, pretty much. And so I'm going to try reading as many as I can of those during the month. So I'll be writing a lot of reviews during the month, hopefully, and between my two blogs. And And but I'm going to make sure I'm always between the two. I'm always going to be reading reading at least one the mystery or thriller, and I also have a lot of children's books from like around between the 1900s and 1950s on there. That it's like child detectives on there. So I'll put reviews of those books also on in World of Sleuth's the World of Sleuth's blog, because I'm trying to make it so for that blog for all ages, and not just for in the United States. I'm trying to named it World of Sleuths because I'm trying to read stuff from all over the world. Like the second book I reviewed in it was by Justin W.M. Roberts, the policewoman. Justin lives in Indonesia. He's originally from the United Kingdom, and the book takes place mainly in Indonesia, the United Kingdom, and Ireland. And before I started my regular blog, I had reviewed the book, if I remember right, the title was The Secret Tale, which takes place in Israel. And I'm always looking for that type of books, mystery or thrillers that are written by authors from other countries, like and for help me to read some of the stuff from their country. I know I have some books in print that are from like from Scandinavian authors and stuff like that I plan on reading sometime soon and stuff. And so if there's any authors, foreign authors that write like mysteries or thrillers, hey, let me know if you want me to review any of your books. I'll gladly do that. Well, until next time, that's all I have. I should say that's all I have for this time. Until next time, take it easy and keep on reading.